What's the worst fun you've ever had? Get in the best shape of your life. Earl Watson, former Sun coach, 13 NBA seasons. I want to get into LaVar Ball before we get into the Kobe Magic stuff, Kobe MJ stuff comparisons, because I put up my 8 great players. I'll get to that in a second. LaVar Ball, UCLA is a great university. You went to it.
Yes.
And Lonzo, to me, is their best player. Then he pulled now one son out of school at UCLA, a son that who knows could use a great education at UCLA. I mean, it's an amazing international university. I kind of feel like LaVar's loud, but the difference between Vince McMahon is loud, but there's depth. The Kardashians are loud and noisy, but there's depth. I think this is a mistake. Well, I mean, he's taken his kids out of college. What's the win here?
I think for LaVar, you think about the Big Baller brand. It's always been a business, even since high school. So for him removing Jello from UCLA is preparing him in the business to stay global and push the brand. Now, I think Jello plays overseas. He doesn't go to Europe. I think he goes to Asia for more impactful for business, strategic plans. I think even in younger one, I think Melo follows him. And so I think LaVar has his plan, and he's emphasizing, he's executing his plan. Players all the time, they don't even go to high school in Europe. If you're a good basketball player,
they have doesn't Europe have the system where by 13 you're into the academy?
Yeah, you're in the academy, but really you're in basketball school. So why can't Americans do the same thing? Why can't players growing up on our basketball courts take business into their own hands sometimes and forego college and go overseas?
I think that sounds great, but are they getting Mike Krzyzewski overseas? Are they getting, to me, Bagley, this kid, Marvin Bagley III, is a great potential player. I think hanging out with Mike Krzyzewski for a year is good. Yeah, I think he'll become a better player than, how do I know he gets a good coach in Asia?
I agree with that. He's getting experience. And Marvin Bagley, to me, is the #1 pick.
By far.
By far. What he's doing at Duke is playing within a system. He can play on the perimeter, shoot threes, handle the ball.
But what's wrong with a system, Earl? I think it's good for a great player to play within a system because, by the way, in high school they don't have to. They dominate the game. What's wrong with having a kid go to college in America, Earl, and have to come and play with people?
There's nothing wrong with that. And there's also nothing wrong with having another plan and following your father's plan and executing that elsewhere.
I don't like that plan. Because I think, listen, in Europe, this is a long system, and there's a history of very good fundamental coaching in Europe. Isn't there?
Says who?
I don't know. Those players that come out of there are pretty darn good fundamentally.
Darko went over Melo because of the exact same reason. The Pistons drafted Darko because he was mature, fundamentally sound, ready to play. Melo went later after winning the championship because of that exact same reason. You really don't know what you're going to get anywhere. Every player that attends Duke would not make it to the NBA.
Right.
Every player that attends UCLA would not make it to the NBA. You have to have a plan for yourself and believe in it and be crazy enough to think it can happen in order to make it. And we all know genius and crazy go hand in hand.
Yeah.
That's why I always say LaVar is a genius. He's crazy. He goes hand in hand. But he believes in it, and his family believes in it, and we will not know until the end game is present. Right now, we're watching the process.
Okay, so we know. Do you think Lonzo's a bust, or do you buy into him?
I think Lonzo's a superstar.
Okay, we'll disagree on that, but that's fine. What about this kid? Do you the kid that's at UCLA? The name again is LiAngelo. Is he an NBA player?
I think he is not an NBA player yet, but you never know what can happen, and he might not become an NBA player.
Okay, what about LaMelo?
I think Melo is a superstar. LaMelo's a superstar.
So you think 2 of the 3 kids go to the NBA and they're a big deal?
Absolutely.
Now Lonzo's the passer, LaMelo's the scorer.
Absolutely. But think about this. We are in a reality TV age. Pickup game at UCLA ran by Rico Hines, who is the G League coach, assistant coach with Reno, connected to Sacramento Kings. Paul George, James Harden, Devin Booker, 25 pros are in there in the gym. Jello's in the gym. Kids running about 7 or 8 years of age. They all run up to Jello first for his autograph. We are in an age of relevancy is being
but can he play?
Off of content.
What's the game
Does it
like?
matter anymore to have a following, to build a brand? Does it matter? Can he play? Yes, he can play. Is he a superstar? Not yet. Can he become one? I don't know. But I know what they're doing for their brand is being strategic and being global with their brand.
So you're down on the college system in America.
I love the college system. You got to choose the right school. I'm biased. UCLA.
So you think the college system with the right coach is fine?
I think it is all fun. I think college for me are the best years of my life. And I'm talking about after a 17-year NBA career player and coach, Going to school, going to Westwood was the best years of my life by far.
So I don't like these kids heading over to Europe. Listen, or Asia. You're not going to get Mike Krzyzewski over in Asia.
You're not, but he's getting an opportunity to play. He did not start at UCLA. LaVar knows he wasn't going to get a lot of playing time. They need to continue to build that brand because they're losing a lot. Because Melo's not playing in high school either.
All right, give me this Kobe Bryant's one of the game changers of the NBA. He's Michael Jordan light.
You have Russell Westbrook, you have James Harden, two of the best players in the NBA. They have been impacted by the Kobe Bryant presence in LA and his mystique that he's built. And he's changed the game.
How?
Not just because of his game on the court, but his legendary work ethic mentality, which he gave to Devin Booker. When Devin Booker faced him in Phoenix, I talked to Kobe after the game. I sent Devin Booker over. Devin Booker went over there. Kobe signed some shoes for him and said, be legendary. A year later, and a day later, Kobe impacted Devin Booker. Devin goes for 70 in Boston, 70 points. And before the game, we talked about him being legendary. So that impact still has presence in the NBA today.
All right. That's an argument to be made. It's great seeing you.
Thanks for having me.
I love all your stuff. I love your opinions, and I love what you bring to our show. Earl Watson. Usher in the new year with a smile. 1-800-dentist.com/CEREC. It's a new technology. CEREC. Front, back spelled the same.